Hello, my name is Kristen and today we'll be talking about bitterbush. Bitterbush is an evergreen flowering shrub in the Asteraceae family. It is recognisable by its bright green, semi-succulent leaves and bright yellow daisy-like flowers, as we can see here. The shrub can grow up to 2 meters tall and 2 to 6 meters wide and can even grow with vine-like qualities, particularly in areas with a canopy. Bitterbush has been identified to thrive in areas of high salinity and tends to be observed most prominently in coastal forests and on sand dunes. It invades depredated areas with lower quality soil. The photo to my right was taken in Munmore State Conservation Area, where I observed bitterbush invading an old quarry site that had high salinity and a very sandy aggregate. As you can see, it exists in the understory but can dominate at a range of different heights. The weed is native to South Africa, but has been recorded in Australia since the early 1900s. It was officially recognised as a weed of national significance by the Australian government in 1999, and its distribution covers a majority of the east coast of Australia, particularly New South Wales. The characteristics that make this plant such a successful and aggressive weed include its speed of growth and seed production, where a mature plant can produce up to 48,000 seeds per year. Its seeds are carried in small fleshy fruits, as we can see here, which can also be spread by birds and animals. Its growth is not only tolerant, but extremely successful in areas of high disturbance, lower quality soil, and that face extreme weathering, where it can easily outcompete native plants. The control methods for bitterbush often require multidisciplinary and multi-sectoral approaches and rely on identification by not only National Parks and Wildlife Services, but also by community members and landholders. After identification, the typical method is manual removal, especially if the plant is immature, while mature plants typically need to be managed with chemical control. This can include spot spraying as well as the cut stump method shown above. Short, intense fires can also be an effective method for destroying larger patches of bitterbush, provided that the surrounding vegetation can tolerate fire. These are the methods suggested by the New South Wales Department of Primary Industries. However, the organisation also reports that this weed has a very high rate of re-emergence. Managing bitterbush can be more challenging when the invasion is situated on creek sides or along coastal inlets and estuaries, where chemical control and controlled burning is often not appropriate. In this case, manual removal by hand is the suggested method, ensuring that all fruit and cut foliage are removed from the site to avoid contaminating waterways with any organic matter. After any control method, it is also important to continue monitoring for any emergent seedlings, which are more common when no chemical intervention has been used. If chemical control becomes necessary, herbicides registered for use in aquatic situations can be found in the National Parks and Wildlife Bitterbush Management Manual, which will be linked at the end of this video. It is important to consider that any method that successfully eradicates bitterbush is likely to leave conditions, especially in forest and heathland areas, with a reduced density of native vegetation. Active planting and revegetation of native species has proven to be a crucial step in revitalising the health and hardiness of the habitat, as well as significantly decreasing the risk of reinvasion. This can be especially important in creekline and riparian areas, where weed removal may damage bank stability and even cause erosion. It is clear that the management of bitterbush requires the efforts of multiple areas of government and community and involves predominantly manual methods of removal, chemical control and controlled burning. These methods must be adjusted and chosen to best suit the conditions within which the bitterbush is occurring. All of these methods also involve ongoing monitoring and site visitation to ensure early detection and prevention.